You can't cover every bill. You can't pay for every date. You can't buy every gift that she wants, foot every bill, pay for her rent. So somewhere in the back of your mind, something in you believes, I'm failing at being a man. And let me tell you, that belief is wrong. You think that your bank account is your whole worth, is your identity. Today, I want to talk about what actually makes a man a provider. And listen, it's a lot bigger than money. And once you see it, you will stop shrinking around women because you have nothing to shrink on about. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Hi, I'm Mariana, dating and relationship coach. And today we're going to talk about a word that stresses a lot of men out, that many women talk about, provider. Let's get into it. A lot of people equate the word provider with the guy who pays for everything. And so when a man can't financially do that because whether they're on a rough patch, they're early in their career, or they're just honestly on a normal basic income, they do one of two things. They overextend themselves financially to keep up with appearances to please other women, or they opt out of dating entirely, convinced that they have absolutely nothing to offer, not unless more money shows up. But listen, both of those are mistakes. Being a provider is a much wider concept than just your bank account. And the men who truly understand that and choose women who understand that as well build stronger relationships. So where does the men pay for everything believe comes from? Some of it does have real roots. There's nothing wrong with generosity, with wanting to treat somebody, with wanting to spoil someone, with wanting to take care of someone. But a lot of it has been amplified and commercialized, especially now on social media, that now the word provider means spending. Someone who spends money on you, who just throws money at you, who can take care of you with money. And so when men think that that is the only way to show their value, of course your whole sense of self becomes fragile. It lives entirely in your bank balance than in who you are. So here's what providing actually means. Reliability. Being someone that she actually can count on. She's stuck on the side of the road. She knows that if she calls you, you'll be there. Logistical provision. Being the guy who steps up and knows how to figure out she can't build that IKEA furniture. You got it. Emotional steadiness. Staying calm under pressure. When she's freaking out and crying, you are her steady rock. You are her grounding space. Protection. Physical safety, but also protecting her peace. Standing up for her with your family if they're not treating her well. Initiative. Planning something without her asking you. Planning something thoughtful that costs almost zero money. Setting up a movie night in your backyard. Getting her cheap treats from Dollar Tree. Something that shows that you're putting in effort, even if it's inexpensive. And a big one is trajectory. Ambition and follow through on your own goals signals future security, right? She knows she's with a hardworking man. It doesn't matter what you're making, but she knows that you're not sitting lazily on the couch playing video games. She sees you work hard. Are you constantly striving to make more progress? It doesn't mean, oh, I need to make $500,000 next year. No, but it's about becoming the best you that you can be daily. So here's how to handle a money conversation without shrinking. If that is something that you're insecure about, here's how to do it. Own it directly instead of apologizing for it. So it can look like saying, let's split this one. Said in a calm and confident voice lands completely different than if you're visibly cringing or you know she's going to be upset, so you don't say it so surely. Find other forms of generosity that don't require money. Cook the meal. Plan the entire day down to the last detail. Handle every piece of logistics so she doesn't have to stress about it. You may not be able to pay for the whole trip, but you can handle the itinerary. Just be transparent about direction instead of position. Where you're headed matters, right? Because you see a vision of where you want to be, and so you are motivated, and that can be shown to a woman, right? Instead of saying, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm just playing video games right now. I'll see where I go. that doesn't tell a woman this man knows where he's going. So yeah, you may not be making a lot of money, but you know what you want, and that's powerful. Show that to her. And honestly, confidence at any income level. Own your salary. You know how to budget. You know how to spend smartly. And the woman who is bothered by that because you didn't buy her, I don't know, a Louis Vuitton bag, so be it. Bye-bye, right? She can close the door. The right woman will come through who will honor you. The right woman will come in and see your hard work and say, hey, baby, you know what? You can get me a $5 purse at Ross, right? And she'd be happy with it. Because honestly, overspending to look impressive, it's going to attract the wrong type of women anyway. So let's talk about the woman to pay attention to. A woman who's only warm to you when you're the one paying, where you're the one gifting her things, when you're the one giving, is telling you something true about her. Believe her the first time. But a woman who stays engaged and warm when the bill is split evenly because you can't afford it right now, because you have other bills to pay, she is showing you her true character. Social media has been so harmful because it gives us this false idea that men can spend, and just magically money will come. And unfortunately, yes, social media has put a lot of pressure on men to provide by paying their rent, by doing all this, but sometimes it is not realistic with salaries that people make, right? They can't simply cover everything. So if a woman doesn't understand that, that's a sign. That's not someone you want in your life. So again, that's why being honest about what you can or cannot spend is a way to filter too who's with you just because of what you can give them or because they actually want to be with you. Support you through it, even if you're struggling financially at the moment. So again, if you're going into debt or stretching yourself thin to look impressive on a date or try to get this woman to like you, you are not being a provider. You're a performer. And listen, that won't be sustainable. So let's redefine provider as this: the man who shows up, the man who follows through, the man who stays steady under pressure, the man who is honest about where he is realistically and where he wants to be. The one who talks about goals. The one who wants to keep achieving things. That is far more valuable than just paying an expensive bill. And it's something that you can start offering right now, despite of what you're making. All that I mentioned has nothing to do with money. If you want help building this type of grounding confidence, make sure to book a call. All my links are in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.